Here we are again.
Wow. We got some drinks coming in.
There you go, brother. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, thank
There
you.
go, Tom. Put a roofie in yours.
No, I bet you did.
Salud.
I have nothing.
Got you, brother, right here.
Thank you so much.
And
My
I know
Fi-
you like Fiji.
I love Fiji water. Fiji. Thank
Salud.
you. Cheers.
Cheers.
boys.
Here's
Yep.
another
Wow.
one. Another
Well,
great episode here.
Here we are, episode 2 of Pipes and Polish, and we are here with my co-host, the one and only Tom Ford.
Thank you.
Glad to be here in your warehouse again. And our very special guest, Richard Digilio of TrustPoint Electric. So thankful to have you out here today, brother.
Thank you. Good to see you, sir.
Good longtime friend of ours. How long? How long, Tommy?
Long time for me. Over 10 years.
Over 10 years.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
decade. A decade for me, too.
Yeah.
Been a long time, Rich.
Yep.
We got one of his favorite drinks, so I made him an old fashioned. We got Scotty's Mallard glasses here.
Let's take a look at these glasses.
Yeah.
You zoom in on that, Will. I love Mallard ducks for whatever reason. I got my Catskills sweater. You guys see that?
Catskills,
Got my
New York.
Catskills, New
Love it.
York.
Love it.
Right? I mean, that's where everyone used to go on vacation. Something about Mallard ducks just gets me. It's
Yeah.
peaceful. I'm not a hunter, but I'm not against hunting, so don't get it twisted. But I love something about that and nature.
We're rolling
Anyways.
with Richie likes old fashioned, so we're rolling with Knob Creek again, smoked maple with my little
Love it.
favorite mixer. So
What is that special mixer you got in there?
that is gonna be
It's delicious.
it is. It's gonna be strong water, old fashioned. It's everything mixed in one. I love it.
Show it to the camera. I mean, what do? You just put a little bit of that in?
Little dab, a little teaspoon, and you're
It
good to
tastes
go.
like cinnamon
Heaven.
and Thanksgiving,
Little fruit.
right? Little dried fruit or something in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good. And who turned us on to this Knob Creek, Tommy? Or do you?
I was a bullet guy.
You're a
Yeah,
bullet guy.
I was a bullet
Yeah,
guy.
you're also a Jameson guy, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
We were out one night. Someone introduced us to this one. My wife got it for me, and I
good.
fell in love with it ever since. So
Delicious. I
So-
love it.
It is.
super excited. Rich, great friend of mine. Love him like a brother. We have a lot of history together. Super excited to get you out here. Just kind of want to hear your story. I mean, how did you end up in Anthem, Arizona?
Why does anybody move halfway across the country?
I
right?
know, right?
A good woman. So yeah.
That'll do it.
Yeah. I was back in New York
Right.
and met my wife Michelle the day before I was going to take my electrical test, and we that was April. We moved in October together in an apartment, and next thing you know, her parents were moving out here. Found this place called Anthem, really
Yeah.
cool, and she came out, fell in love with it instantly. I mean, it's a great town.
That's like the common theme. Fall in
Yeah.
love with Anthem instantly,
Yep.
right?
Well, where else did they have a rock wall?
I
Right? It was
know.
like
Jesus, crazy,
And
right?
wait, New York, whereabouts?
I grew up in Throgsneck in the Bronx.
Yeah. Throgsneck Bridge, right? That's a.
Yeah, in between the Throgsneck and Whitestone Bridge.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
Between it's pretty much opposite Long Island.
And her family was from there as well, same area?
Yeah, her family was up in Westchester,
Okay.
and then we had moved after high school. I moved up to Westchester as well, family stuff and things like that. And yeah, and then I had a union electrical shop in Westchester, and we just we hit it off right away. And then when she came out, she came back from vacation and was with her family and was like, my parents are going to move out here. It's beautiful, it's just a whole nother world. You remember the
Yeah.
first time you saw Anthem? It's like it is. It's like heaven on earth.
I spoke about that on the last podcast. So, my aunt and uncle were out here. We came to visit, and they showed us the model homes. And that was
Yeah.
game over at that point.
Yeah.
When we saw those up in Anthem for the price that they were, and we look back, flash back to what we have at home, right, boys?
Oh,
It's
God.
like,
Yep, and I have VHS tape of all. We walked all
Oh,
the
my
models.
God. So
and
do
took,
I.
Took camera
Del
footage.
Webb?
Yep, Del Webb, dirt roads like where Walgreens is and stuff. And yeah, we did the
that's
the
so
Spirit
funny.
model and the
Oh, yeah.
the big one. It was amazing.
do you remember
Yeah.
the Welcome Center that they had with
Yes,
that big
yeah.
golf ball
Yes, yep.
on the tee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think somebody stole the golf ball. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it got stolen one or two times.
Scotty's backyard.
Sounds about right. I'd love to know where that golf ball is
I know.
currently. Let's
Yeah.
I know.
locate that thing.
Let's try to find it.
So how old is Richie at that point? How old are you? You're moving.
So we got married. So I've been in Anthem twice because we got married in 04.
Okay.
The first time I moved out in 05, 06. I was out for about a year and a half. and then we ended up moving back to New York. And I really, you know what, I didn't meet everyone then. I was here. We moved into the Landing, which was just getting built.
Yeah.
Walmart wasn't here. Fry's wasn't here. Like there was just a lot of building going on, and I think we just weren't ready for it. We didn't have kids, you know. But I had a lot of family back home, and it hurt leaving the family.
Yeah.
You know.
I get it.
So especially when the older ones are getting older. But so we were out here for about a year and a half, and then decided to go back. And then we had a taste of Arizona, you know. So I think that when the kids were born, because I have two, right, and they were born in 07.
2 boys.
2 boys, yep. And then once the 2 boys were born, we said, you know what, where do we want to raise them? Do you want to raise them in New York, or you want to raise them in a town like this? And it was just a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
Such a same story, right?
Yeah.
It's like you come from, New York, you just come out here and you're like, holy shit, I guess have to raise my family out here. It's crazy.
I got to say, like, if in any situation, if you've experienced something, like you've had hardship or whatever, you know what that tastes like, and you never want to go back to that. So when you see the other side of opportunity, the opportunity here is phenomenal. You go back east, there's 1,000 jewelers, in the city that can do stuff, and that's okay. There's a ton of electricians, right, back there. I mean, you work for the union. Is that pretty much what a lot of the jobs were back there?
The market share is a little different than it is here.
Yeah.
And I was a union electrician there. I went on to be an instructor and then a contractor in Local 3. But I think that, like, you sit there and you go, I don't want the rat race, right? Like, I don't want to just run in the hamster wheel and just like go through. You come out here, and regardless of what you put into it or what you try to grow or build into it, you can get stuck in that here too.
Yeah.
You can get like into that grind. We all know it.
That's a good point.
But at the same time, you can like going to change a ceiling fan and looking at mountains and beautiful landscape and driving through the country club. It's just like I was, down on 125th Street trying to park my car for 4 hours. And now I got my access gate,
it's such a good, dude. That point that you just made, if you're thinking of moving anywhere and it seems like there's a ton of opportunity, like there was in Anthem for us, you see it. It is also very hard work to actually do it and do it right? Yeah. Like you have to make sure you're still enjoying what you're doing. The lifestyle that you provided for your children growing up is exponentially better in your eyes than where you came from, or just different.
I actually am a little different on this. I'm a little different view. I actually look like I feel bad for them sometimes. They didn't have what I had, and I mean that not in the sense of, my mother was a school teacher. We weren't like my grandfather was a brickie. Like we weren't. My parents were divorced when I was young. I had a great childhood. It wasn't like my mom tried to give me everything she could. My kids, I try to give them more. We all do, right? That's the natural default. But I think that there was something that I had when I was a kid, whether it's be home by the time the streetlights are on. Or,
different.
Or playing manhunt or something inside the, in the streets. It was just a different vibe.
Do you think that was a product of the time? Because I agree with that, growing up as an 80s kid, that it was just different. We didn't have...
I think it's those right there.
These things, right, around us. Take that out and look at the area. There's so much culture back east, which... we have a different culture out here for sure, and I can see the contrast in that. And sometimes I wish my kids had more of that kind of culture exposure to all different types and of people, the crazy ones and the really good ones, and the Italian families and the Irish families and everything in between. Where out here you still have that, but it just feels a little different because we're only on generation 2 or maybe 3. Back there you're in generation 5, 6, 7.
Right. But that thing's remarkable. Imagine having that when we were journeymen.
Unbelievable.
This?
I had a Nextel.
We'd all be in jail.
I had a Nextel that was like, beep, beep. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Having that
We'd
that
be in
much
trouble.
power.
I get myself in trouble.
Having that much power in the palm of your hands.
Yeah.
Especially as a tradesman. Like I always tie
true.
it back to that. It's remarkable. Being able to just find something out like that and not having to look in a book. But it's like anything else. It's like a happy medium. Finding the common ground of not taking over your life and being in it every second, like the kids are nowadays.
Yeah.
And, and using it to your advantage as much as possible.
I've always said to my dad, I feel like the rubber band has been pulling back for years, and it's going to snap
Yeah.
at some point where it's just too much, and you have to self-regulate on the daily of like, hey, what's right,
It's
especially
funny-
for the kids.
It's funny because we come from such a same background. I mean, we're both in a union, both grinding. I mean, trains to go to
In
work.
5 towns, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I mean, I worked Manhattan. I worked in Manhattan a lot. I worked in Queens a lot. I mean, shout out to the Bronx. I mean, tough, one of the toughest fucking boroughs in the city. When I was in a union, my trade school was in the Bronx, so I used to have to go up there, every couple days a week to, for my training. So, just what a different culture than we are here. But we love it here. But I mean, I think that's what kind of built us, right?
Oh, I wouldn't be. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's.
I mean, come on, right?
It's.
I remember when you were presenting at one of our local business groups, and I think you brought in the book, the code
Yeah,
book, to
I
be
remember
an
that.
electrician.
I
You remember that?
The PBA meeting.
Oh my gosh,
That was awesome.
Shout out PBA.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was thick, and you had it updated. An updated one was every year that they
Every
come
3.
out every 3 years, and you have to know that code.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. And
That's-
now has
you don't
it
get that
changed to this to where it's like, hey, look up code on electric over a sink or something like that? Is that how it works, or is it still you got to know that stuff?
Yeah, I think it's like anything else, there's good and bad. So I think that you get into there is wrong information on the internet. If anybody
sure.
doesn't know that,
Yeah.
There is.
right? So if you Google something, you can get the wrong answer, and I think that sometimes that does make my job a little more challenging to say to somebody, no, listen,
Right.
that's not true, or it's could be clickbait or whatever they call it.
Yep.
But there is a lot to say that a book that you had to carry around is now in a PDF, and I think that's the evolution of it all the trades. I feel like, and
Yeah.
I'm sure Scotty, yours is the same, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot you can do with
Oh,
lasers, and I mean, yeah, it's crazy.
Technology is amazing, and it's helped us, and it moves things quicker, so you can handle more jobs, and you can keep
Yeah.
them organized, better, I think.
Right,
And
gives
it's
a
all how
customer a
you
better
use 'em.
product. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I got a great story. So,
God.
I can't get into those stories, but PBA, we're all in the PBA together.
What is it? Tell the people what
So,
PBA is.
Preferred Businesses of Anthem. I mean, I've been in it 16 years. I can't remember when you got in
A
it.
long time.
But Richie joins. I mean, you joined the PBA.
Do you know how I got in the PBA?
How?
So Solomon,
Yes. The
bug
bug guy.
Sunrise.
God rest his soul.
God rest his soul. Exactly. I got into town. First week I'm in town, and I'm cleaning my van at the at the storage storage place, and I'm sitting there, and he pulls up, just like creeps right up, and he goes, you either just got into town or you're the worst electrician in the world. And I'm like, now I have my New York
Yeah.
kind of mentality
Yeah,
of guard up,
yeah.
because everybody here says hello and have a
Yeah.
great day.
Yeah, it's super
And
friendly here.
I look at him and I go, I was almost like friend or foe kind of deal.
Who the
know?
fuck
like,
are you?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he says, he goes, you just get into town? I said, yeah, I just got it, because he saw the 914 on the side of the van. And he says to me, what are you doing Tuesday morning at or whatever it was at the
Right.
time? I think it was like Mondays or something. What are you doing Monday at 7? And I said, no, I don't think anything. He goes, I don't book jobs yet or nothing like that. He goes, meet me at the community center. At the time it was at the community center.
Yeah.
He goes, meet me at the community center. I want you to come be part of my meet everybody in the group. And that's when
Yeah.
how I met
Wow.
PBA. Yeah.
So I met him at the PBA. Super nice guy. We hit it off immediately, like New York. It's totally awesome. So one day I'm like, hey, I need help with my outdoor lights. The things don't shut off, whatever. So he comes over. He's in the back working on my spotlights.
String lights. You had the string.
String lights,
The string-
was it?
we're not supposed to have them in Anthem.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
those are
yeah.
illegal now.
Yeah,
HOA.
don't rat me out.
Sorry,
Yeah.
it was.
I don't have that house anymore, so you can't get me in trouble for string lights. But we're bullshitting, and he's working, and I'm like, hey, but I gotta go. I gotta go to, I got hockey in 10. I gotta leave for hockey in 10 minutes. He's like, hockey? He's like, you play hockey? I'm like, yeah, I play hockey. He's like, I play hockey. And I'm like, you play hockey? I'm like, I play hockey in New York. I'm like, what? And it was like,
Sounds like little two boys that met on the
I
same
was
block.
like,
And
Yeah.
you
it
like
was-
Legos? I
it-
like Legos.
I was like, 2 weeks later, he's playing fucking hockey with me, and we haven't looked
awesome.
back since. It was,
Yep.
I mean, great.
Richie, you're
I mean,
a goalie, yeah? Or
No.
Were you? Did
I
you
look
ever
like one
play-
now, but
no.
I'm-
Did you ever play goalie? I swear I saw you in goalie pads
No,
at some point.
I might have subbed for Noel one day when he was out. or
Oh,
something
Maybe
God.
that was it.
But the funny thing is I went home and I said to Michelle, my wife, I said, yeah, you know, Tom plays hockey, and I said, I told him I'd play Monday, and she was like, I said, yeah, it's been a couple of years, whatever. She goes, it's been 7 years.
No.
And I was like, what?
Still got it.
She goes, it's been 7 years.
Yeah.
After you get out there and you start to get back into, the swing of things, and we had a great team.
We had a great team. We used to go to Vegas for tournaments. I mean,
Got a couple banners from that.
Yeah,
right? A couple
we do.
championships.
Is this
Yeah.
ice hockey or roller hockey?
It was
roller.
Roller hockey.
We played a little bit of both, but this was more roller hockey.
Ice was tough because nobody wants to be anywhere at 5 o'clock on a Sunday morning.
Tough to get
Yeah,
ice.
or
time.
10 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
just, I mean,
Who's the the muscle of the group? Who has the worst?
Oh, he's an
who
animal.
has the worst temper
He's an
on the
animal.
on the rink?
Yeah.
He does.
He's an
Tommy does.
I have a bad temper, but I'm nowhere close to Tommy Lavin. He's got the
no,
worst
you're
temper.
you're calm and cool, but
Yeah.
but as far
Yeah.
as the
Tommy Lavin is.
But we
Tom
had so
Ford's
much.
general
I mean, we've
manager.
had so much fun playing hockey.
Oh, God.
I mean,
I have so
the
many
Ve-
pictures. I'll show you later.
the
Yeah,
Vegas
thank you so much. Can't
tournaments,
wait.
and oh god, we have so much fun. I'm hoping that like in this podcast, I can get you on camera saying that you're going to come back and make a
Oh,
comeback.
he
for
stopped
me.
playing hockey.
He doesn't play anymore.
What happened?
Work,
Well,
business.
I got consumed a little bit, but I mean, you know what? I'm hoping. I mean, 48 years old. Sometimes it gets a little tougher to jump back in there.
For sure, but
you know what the thing about hockey is that we had a good time, whether it was winning,
Yeah.
losing, like it didn't matter.
Yeah.
And I think that when you can just have a good time with friends, like you could have the driving 4 hours and losing, right? Is never a good thing. Nobody wants to take that trip
Listen,
home.
speak for yourself.
But we
I
laughed.
do not. I do
Tom
not
likes
lose.
to win.
I do not lose good. I am the fucking
but-
worst loser.
But we have pictures to prove it
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
But we just always had a good time.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
do.
And that was more like this,
You know what I
of-
said? I said that to my GM Warren Miller, and he's one of my best friends too. And I said it today. I said it doesn't matter where I'm at. It really doesn't. It matters who I'm with. Period. End of story.
Yeah.
Right.
Amen.
It's just we could
Totally.
be sitting in a warehouse just as we are right now,
Totally.
and this is my guy time, just hanging out
Yeah.
and winding with the fellas.
Absolutely.
I mean, we've grown so close, and I mean, with business, and I know I can send anybody to Rich, no matter where they are in the valley, and Rich is going to take care of them. I mean, he'll go to Flagstaff for me. We have guys up in Flagstaff and Prescott. He'll go anywhere for me, and I know he'll take good care of my customers. I never have to worry about it. It's good having good friends, and it's good having good people in the industry. Like I value our friendship. Love it, but it's great to build a business with you. I know. I mean, you've been through a lot here in the last 10 years. I mean, give us your story. I know, Anthem Electric. I mean, I'll let you get into it, but I mean, you've come a long way in the last, 10, 12 years. I mean, give us a little bit of your story if you want to.
Well, I think that's a large, loaded question.
It is.
Take it how you want.
I think, I think that the reason for our chemistry, and I would
Yeah.
do the same for you, and I know you know that, but I think the reasoning is that we were always tradesmen first,
Right.
and I think that
Which you don't get out here.
No.
You don't get that out here.
no, but I think that like in New York that was a common.
Yes.
It was the recipe. It was
Yep.
the way to do it, and it was like to be a union electrician and to want my own thing, to want my own business. I think that was frowned upon a little bit because it was like you're a soldier, march the same direction, and just do your thing. But I think that I was one of the first like instructors, contractors
Right.
in Local 3, so that was a little bit of a kind of paving the road thing that I was very proud of. When I came out here, it was just I really came out with a good intention, and I really didn't want to hurt anybody. I kind of was coming to a small town. I knew there were other electricians.
Yeah.
I kind of looked at it as I wanted to play nice.
Yeah.
And I wanted to give the customer a good product. And I think that that Anthem Electric, when I did have it, was good, but there was just so much I didn't know, and so much I had to learn. And I know that that's like the case for for you with Liberty
Yeah.
now, right? Like
And I've learned a lot from you. I mean, it's funny how, like, I was ahead of you, then you were ahead of me, and now I learned from you again. It's crazy.
So I just want to pipe in. So you're talking from a business standpoint, from being a tradesman first, working with your hands, knowing how to physically do the thing, but you're talking about there's so much you didn't know as far as building a business. Is that what I'm understanding, kind of, or didn't know as to what?
I think that you get tricked almost. Like you don't understand. In the beginning, when you get into the trade, you know, you're sitting there and you're like, I want to learn my trade. I want to do well.
Right.
But I think that you go through. There's a book Michael Gerber wrote that goes through like the entrepreneurial seizure, right?
Yeah.
That what the businessman has when he's, you know, I could do it myself and I can do it just as good and I should be making all that money and getting to that point. And we've had it, right?
Yeah.
We've had it and we evolve or we progress into, you know, what we're going to become, the contractor or whatever else. But I think that there's a lot we don't know. You know, I never went to business school. Sure. I never knew like, you know, how important it was to set a foundation before you try to build a skyscraper. And that seems so easy and so simple. But when you're in the grind and you're trying to provide for your family and you have mouths to feed, I think it's just it's like what can I do today to move the needle? How can I take care of my guys, but still feed my family and make sure everybody's taken care of? There's a lot there, right? I mean, you know.
Yeah. And I felt like I knew everything about plumbing. And
Right.
I mean, I know you're cut from the same cloth I am. You come here, you're like, you know, I want to be the best plumber. I want to be the best electrician. I can be honest with you. I mean, we're pretty good at what we do, but it's the business sense that you're like, you know, where do you get into the next level?
Right.
And the reality, you know, you can stay as a contractor. You know, I was decent on the bench, but my guys are so much better than me, exponentially better for me.
Right.
When they can just live in that seat and do that day in and day out, period, end of story, they're the best. Now, I know how it should look, so you have to elevate yourself to how do I want this product to look? How do I want it to be delivered? How do I want it priced? And as long as you can continue to grow business, which you guys have, you're able to serve more people with your knowledge and your stewardship kind of over the whole company. So it's a delicate balance, and nobody teaches you that. And even I went to business school, and I'll be honest, I worked 3 jobs while going to school to help put myself through that.
Right.
And it didn't teach me much. You got to be out in the real world and surround yourself, I think, with people with similar mindsets who want to grow their business, who want to grow themselves and provide more for their family. And I think that has had more of an impact than the schooling itself, for sure. I mean, I don't think, I know it has.
Right. But you've come, I mean, tell me how, like, full circle from Anthem Electric to TrustPoint. Like take me through the process. I mean, you have been through I started Liberty when I first came out here. I'm still Liberty, but you have taken like a mind-blowing timeline of to where you are now. It's amazing. Like, tell me, start to finish, where you're at now. And starting with Anthem Electric.
That's a big question.
Yeah,
Tommy.
it's
Wow.
huge, right?
Yeah.
Jeez.
When I started Anthem Electric, I brought what I had in New York to here.
Right.
And that was it. It was that easy.
Yep.
Right? It was a very cut and dry situation. 2000, I had that I came out here in 13 for the second time and for the final time, hopefully, God willing. And, you know, in addition to being able to come out and start a company, you also need a good support system.
Right.
I had that in my family and my wife, and my wife was always 100%, 1,000% supportive. But there were decisions to be made, and I think that as the years went on, I found myself owning a job.
Right.
You've heard that
Yep.
a million times, right?
Yeah.
You own a job. So I'm providing for my family. We're making good money, not complaining, but there had to be more, right? There's another level that you want to hit.
Right.
And I don't know what that level is. And at the time, going back to the cell phone, you know, kind of concept, we didn't have that. Like, I couldn't go on YouTube and
Right.
go through, or at least it wasn't as predominant as it is now.
Sure.
You know? So for me, the first thing is like, where do you look for that education? And I didn't know. I just didn't know. I didn't even know I was, you know, it's like you don't know what you don't
Right.
know. I
Yeah.
didn't even know that I didn't have that education. I just thought being a good electrician was enough.
Right.
And in 2000, it must have been late 17 or maybe it was late 18. I don't remember offhand, but I started to talk to the boys over at ProScale, and
Right.
we kind of went through some stuff, and listen, they were a little bit in a jam, and I kind of was helping out a little bit and whatever else, and it seemed like a fit. It was
Yeah.
a good fit, and God bless them both. I love them.
Yeah.
Good people.
Good boys.
Yep. And they were building a great thing. I
Yeah.
mean, if you look at what they were building at the time, like it was just growing, and it was a love. It was like so for me, when the opportunity came to kind of join that team,
Yeah.
I kind of jumped on it because
Yeah.
here I was looking at something that was bigger. Like these guys had it figured out.
Yeah.
They were a lot younger than me, and the pride had
A
to
lot
come-
younger, so much younger.
And I mean, the pride had to get kind of put away.
I'm just kidding.
No, they are a lot younger.
But it was a great. I mean, I think it was a great decision. I mean, they're my direct competition, but they were great guys. They ran a great company, and we kind of worked off each other. I thought it was great.
Well, they got it right.
Yeah.
They understood. They understood that it was bigger than putting in an angle stop, if that's
Right.
That's the thing, right?
Sure.
Or a light bulb or whatever else. They understood that there was more to it. So, for me to join the ProScale team and start the electrical division and run with it, I mean, I remember like yesterday, the first day I walked into the meeting, the first Monday morning meeting, and it was like, man, like this is unbelievable. Whether it was the manager shirts and the tech shirts and the CSRs and everything else, it was so just the energy was awesome.
Yeah.
And I think that experiencing something like that, it's like you learn without knowing you're learning at the time.
Yeah.
So I think that when I was there 5 years, so that was and it changed. It wasn't
Right.
it wasn't the same it was from 2018 to 2023, but it was such a learning experience, and that's something that regardless, good, bad, indifferent, it's something that you have to look at it as like that's one of the best educations I could have ever gotten.
Yeah. I agree.
And it was actually one of the managers at ProScale, Drew, who said to me one day, we were talking, and he was like, he was operations manager or something at the time, and he was like, you got to check out the Waste No Day podcast. And I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, you got to check this out. You got to see it. And that was probably what I can attribute to the turning point of my whole, like these podcasts are more powerful
And
than
Waste No Day is Brian, correct?
yeah, Brian
Yeah.
Burton and
Yep.
Nate.
Yeah.
Yep.
Smart guy.
And I went to one of their trainings and everything else, but it was more of the fact that you're listening to people that have been in your shoes and they kind of cracked the code and they figured out like what it was about, and then it evolved, right? I was listening to a lot of those podcasts, and I came across like Tommy Mello, and I came across Joe and Clay, who are Service Loop Electrical, who are like all about electricians, for electricians, by electricians. And it was an awakening pretty much.
Yeah.
It was just like a slap in the face of, wait a minute, you've always thought about being this tradesman, about being this perfect electrician, let's say.
Yeah.
And I always made sure I was one of the best or one of the smart, right? Same thing for you
Yeah.
in plumbing. You always
Yeah.
want to be the best. But how about serving at the highest level?
Right.
How about taking a customer beyond what anybody else could fathom
Yeah.
as customer service? And I mean,
And I've learned that from you.
that is the next level.
Yeah.
And you got guys that are building up companies and doing whatever they got to do. Like that's what it's about. That's what got them there, I should say.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was at ProScale until about November of 2023, and then I started TrustPoint Electric, and I really I don't have any other word but blessed. I mean,
I see your vans rolling around town. I mean,
Yeah.
they're sharp. You look good.
They are so
that's-
sexy.
thank
They
you
are
so much. I
absolutely
appreciate
sexy.
You have your act together, and it feels like a complete package. And I know that we as business owners don't feel that way all the time. It's like, trust me, we've got a lot of work to do. But
I
again,
never feel that way from the inside. Right?
Again,
You're
right?
sitting there going, "Oh God,
you're like,
I
what else? What else is going to happen?" However, you know, when you compare yourself to a lot of people in the industry, you do have it pretty dialed in, and there's always room for improvement, which is why you're at where you are right now with TrustPoint. So where are you at right now? I mean, you've got some trucks rolling down, you've got good clientele.
Yeah, so so I had TrustPoint from November of 23. We did about a year. We did all of 23, all of 25, and then I started. Tommy and I, we started this Wednesday, early morning meeting. And me, him, and Chris McConaughey.
Little breakfast coffee scenario.
Yeah, sit down. What are you doing? What are you working on? What can we do to help you make better? There's no other a better drive in this business than the guy sitting next to you trying to do the same thing. I mean, it's just, we feed off each other on a constant basis.
I love that.
And it's not even like a unhealthy competitive kind of thing. It's more of I want to see him do good.
Yeah.
He wants to see me do good.
Yep.
And like, it's almost like you run to each other when you crack a code. Like, yo, I just figured out this and this and how to do this. And it's like, you're excited to give him that information.
Yeah.
There's so much business out there for everybody. There really is.
Oh, yeah.
And when you surround yourself with like-minded people who want to achieve, there's no better formula to success.
Well, it was Rich. I was enamored by his fucking trucks. I was like, I have
They're
twice
clean
as many
trucks.
trucks as he does, but I see his trucks twice as much as I see mine.
Is that why you rebranded yours?
So, I mean, a couple people told me I should. My friend Travis was like, you got to do this. He told me you got to do this. And so I went to, Kick Charge and was like, give us a new brand, give us a refresh.
Which is awesome, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah. So
when the Statue of Liberty face is peeling off your truck, it's time for a new logo.
I mean,
And
thought
your trucks look phenomenal.
Thank
now.
you. But I thought, first responder, 9/11 from New York, Statue of Liberty, skyline of the World Trade Center. Like, I just thought that was going to be the best, right?
Yeah.
But I fell into that. They call it white truck syndrome, where it's just a white truck with just all this garbled shit on the fucking truck. And here I am seeing his trucks from, I'm driving down 17 and I'm seeing them on Carefree Highway, and I'm like, that convinced me. So we went to Dan Antonelli, and I got my rebrand. And you were huge in, convincing me to go for it, which I went for it. And that was huge. I felt it was
Obviously,
great.
you guys are happy you did that, right? Made the investment, because it's not cheap to do.
Yeah.
Well,
a full rebrand, right?
I got to tell you a story, right? Like, when it comes to Dan Antonelli and Kick Charge, is that when you have somebody, because obviously everybody wants to sell you something,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
They want revenue, right? They want to go through the transaction. I mean, really, that's what business sometimes boils down to.
Yeah.
But when Dan said to me, I need you to read this book before you make a decision if you're going to work with us, and I'm like, I got to read a book. Like, it's, and it was his book. It was Branded, Not Blanded, or Bland. I don't know which way it is. But I'm sitting there and I'm literally trying to bang out this book over the weekend, and trying to get. And it was a very easy read, but you're starting to see a picture, and that's what he needed me to see. He needed me to see like that. Why am I doing this? It's not a matter of spending X amount of dollars and saying I got a fancy color or a fancy logo or whatever. It's understanding what it's supposed to represent, right? Sure. And I don't want to, I'm not trying to get cheesy or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it really is. It's a story. It's something you're painting. It's a picture that you're painting for everyone to say this is what we're trying to bring to the table. So like when I saw your logo, I remember you showing it. Hey, because I did the same thing, right?
Yeah.
We had three different options.
Yeah.
And I sent
You
out
were the first one I went to.
I sent out 1, 2, and 3, and I'm like,
What do you think?
I know it's not going to be number 2.
Yeah.
I know it's not, because I hate number 2. And I went through and I'm like, it's either 1 or 3. Of course, my van is wrapped right now at number 2.
Number 2.
But I needed to look at it and see it and own it and kind of like, and feel it and kind of, love it.
Yeah.
And I think that's like, Tommy sent me his wrap, and he was like, what do you think? I don't know. And, the colors and whatever. And I'm like, bro, this is
I didn't even have to read the fucking book. I just saw you, and I was like convinced.
I'm like, bro, this is next level. I love it.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's
that's
like,
a plug for Kick Charge. Phenomenal job. I mean, we see their work all over the place. I'm not even in your service industry, and I know the name.
Yeah.
Well, he has that vintage, like you got that vintage look that I love it.
Yeah, the second we saw that, we had three options. The second we saw that one, me and my wife were like, "That's the one. That's the one we love." You picked it. You liked it too. We just had to modify it to make it work for us. But we loved it. We absolutely loved it. But jumping back into Chris McConaughey, we're one of, there's a lot of guys here in town that are great tradesmen, but I feel like we're like some of the three best tradesmen. Like Chris is a monster in his industry. I mean, great customer service, honesty. He's still going in attics, like checking air conditionings. The three of us kept meeting, and I know he's doing great for the community. But you guys kind of hooked up, and just kind of explain a little bit about where you guys are now.
Yeah, so we merged,
Yeah.
and it was, it's like anything else. You go through like what should we do? Should it be a McConaughey Electrical? Should it be a
Right.
TrustPoint Mechanical? Like you go through all these different things, and I think you hit the nail on the head. Chris is
Yeah.
just one of the kindest, most
Yeah, without a doubt.
giving people out there.
Yeah.
And I just don't, it reminds me a lot of when I joined ProSkill, right? I used to tell people like, I don't think I could do this with any other company.
Right.
Like the boys had to be the boys, and it had to be that way. And I think with Chris, with how we jive and how we work together, I think it works perfect. So starting January 1st, we merged. We became TrustPoint Electric and Air.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank
That's
you.
awesome.
And it's been great. I think that like anything else, there's growing pains, or there's just
Yeah.
getting everybody in sync and used to things. But I think overall we have a bright future ahead of us, and I think it's gonna be a good year.
You take two great guys, and you guys are gonna dominate the industry. You guys give everyone the absolute best customer service in the electrical industry, HVAC industry. You guys are honest. Almost honest to a fault, where you guys, are repairing units. I love it. I'm so happy for you guys. I love Chris. I love you. Obviously. I feel like you guys are going to take this to the next level. I'm excited for you guys to, join forces, and like super excited to see where it's going to go.
I want to pipe in real quick, and just, before we wrap this up, Rich, I want to hear what's one thing that you're excited about for in 2026 for not just the company, but your family or you, or whatever you might think of.
I know what I'm excited for, but I'm going to tell you when you're done.
Okay. I want to hear that.
I think it's just, I think it's really just a piece. I think it's just a ability to know that you're doing the best you can every day, and that for your team or for your company or for your family. And I think that it's just enjoying the ride. Like I think that a lot of people, they look at where they're going to get in how many years, and what it's going to be, and what it's going to turn into. And I think that at some point, you just have to kind of throttle back and be like, you know what, I'm going to enjoy the journey, and I'm going to try to dial in on that rather than worry about where I'm going to be.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
I'm excited for you to make your comeback in the hockey
Here we go.
industry.
That's,
Can
can we get a verbal commitment?
Listen.
Yeah.
Me and my
What
boy,
season is this?
me and my boy Tommy, we're still out there grinding. We miss you.
Shout out to Tom Levin.
Rich, will you go to one practice so Tom will shut up about this?
I would go if I know that Tom Lavin's got my back on defense,
Tommy always
And,
has your
uh,
fucking back.
and that Tom Ford's scoring the goals.
Listen,
All right, he's coming.
let's
I heard he's coming back.
Let's make a commitment here in front of everybody that you, in the next 4 months, are going to be playing
Seems
hockey
reasonable.
again.
Next 4 months. That's reasonable. I think
Show
it
up
is.
to a practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all he's asked. See if
I'll
he
just
can see if
melt
he
away,
can again.
melt away
we-
30 or 40 pounds and
Yeah.
hit it hard.
Listen, you know what? We'll
Well,
get
hey,
you.
Rich Digilio with TrustPoint Electric, and just so excited for you. So happy to have you as a friend.
TrustPoint Electric and Air, baby.
And Air.
Yeah,
I'm
and
sorry
Air.
I left that off.
Yeah.
And,
That's all good,
Chris,
brother.
I can't wait to get to know Chris a bit more.
Chris is a great guy.
You know, that's all I hear is he's just a phenomenal person. So I'm sure you guys are going to do amazing things.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much for having me, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm
Listen-
honored.
Yeah.
I'm honored to be number 2 here on
Number
your
2.
list.
As a great friend of yours, I love you like my brother. I'll do anything for you and your family. Super excited to have you. Super excited to see where you're going to go. And I'm even more excited to see you back on the hockey rink.
And
Same here, brother.
Thank you.
thank you all for joining us for Pipes and Polish episode 2. Have a great night.